check. 1, 2. Everything looks good. Rock on. Just jamming. Now, hello once again, everybody. I am Rip, and we are back with some more Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. As always, you can follow me on Blue Sky at Rippington on social. And, yeah. 2 streams in 1 week, what a surprise. And, yeah. I guess I'm just more excited with Final Fantasy than I am with most other games. Oh, without further ado, one moment, I forgot to, dismiss Scott here. And let's get going. Last we left off, we dealt with the Feet of Reeds and the Feet of Gold. Now we've won the keystones from both the Feet of Reeds and the Feet of Gold. Surely that means our approach to the contest was the right one? So it would seem, by continuing to retrace Gulul Jaja's journey as presented in the saga, we should find the remaining electors in turn. Then let's visit the Giants next. Like Kyle said, the fact that they were searching for the Golden City might mean they know something useful. The home of the Orqui is in the upper reaches of Ukopacha. Unless you're keen on scaling the cliffs, you'll have to take the long way around to Kazamauka. This route will take us close to the Moblin village, which is another important location in the saga. Since we'll need all the keystones eventually, it makes sense to pay them a visit while we're passing through. So we call on the Moblins first then. Let's head there right now. I'm afraid right now is going to be a problem. The flight of wee wingless, yes, the great stairs leading to the Moblin settlement, collapsed in the storm. What are we going to do then? There is an alternative, but it requires preparation. Until it's ready, you could rest at the cabins or see more of the city. Whatever you prefer. Just to be sure, you'll accept any method of travel as long as it gets us to our destination. Of course! What do you take me for? As your guide, I will see to the arrangements. Well, it seems we have some free time on our hands. Let us make the most of it. I need to get my axe repaired. I nicked the blade pretty bad when I took a swing at Bakul Jaja. That reminds me, I never got around to introducing you to Ropley, did I? He's the man in charge of Wakumeki Meki. And a good man to know, and a good person to know. Want to come along? I guess. Let's go then! Ready? The markets of Wakumeki Meki are to the east on the other side of Bayside Bevy. This is Auntie T's Tacos, named for its owner, the lovely T-Soul. If you're after the best tacos in Tubiolo, this place sits at the top with It's Probably a Day. You say that, Thomas, but you only ever eat Brook Ibu's food. Come and buy mine for a change. Sorry, T-Soul. It has been a while, hasn't it? I sort of stop for a bite once the contest is over. My, the third promise. Might I assist you this fine day? Well met, properly. I need to buff a nasty neck out of my axe blade. Yes, it's been chipped quite terribly. Trying to cleave rocks again, were we? Or something like that. Think you can fix it? You stand among Dural's most prestigious gathering of artisans and ask this question? It is child's play. We'll have it repaired for you in 2 shakes of an alpaca's tail. Good to hear. I'll leave it in your capable hands. Who's your companion, if I may ask? This is Valzen, a great adventurer I recruited from across the salt. I brought them here to meet you, actually. Well, you might have reason to visit Wakumeki Meki sooner or later. Then allow me to introduce myself. I am Ropley, humble representative of this grand center of trade. A pleasure to meet you, Valzen. You there, stop dithering in the shadows and announce your business already. I've seen that man somewhere before. On the boat, maybe? Yep, on the boat. He was there on the boat with us. A jewelry maker you met on the voyage over? Oh, I remember. I spoke with him too. Bojin Ping? Yes, that was his name. You've been loitering like a flighty admirer who can't work up the courage to confess his feelings. Out with it then. Why are you here? That is to say... We're no closer to solving that enigma. I wonder if I could use someone if you could use someone to talk to. I say we go and ask. Let me know by link Burl if you find him first.
You were conversing with Master Wopley. Wait, we've met before, haven't we? On the ship?
You found him? Good. I'll be right there. Why did you run off like that? Did you have business with Ropley or not?
Please, you needn't concern yourselves with my affairs. I'm undeserving of such attention.
What are you going on about?
I beg of you, do not ask me to explain. Do not!
Sorry, but the more you tell me not to, the more curious I become. Besides, you look like you need a friend.
You are too kind. So be it. I suppose I can share my misery. I can share with you a morsel of my misery. Before I came to do Yonal, I worked as a goldsmith at the most prestigious jewel maker in all to Uldar. His tame's aesthetics. Oh, it started off well enough, but as the days passed, everything began to go wrong. Compared to the masterpieces my talented colleagues, my products were lacking. Mediocre. I lost all confidence. Crippling has possessed me, and any veneer of bravado I tried to put forth soon cracked beneath its weight. What should I take ship, hoping to find a fresh beginning on new shores, yet as you witness, I lack the courage to even approach a potential employer. You stand before a man wallowing in the wreck of his own ill-spent existence.
Alright then, you offered a morsel and then served us the full course. You must have really wanted someone to hear your story. If you like, I could try to give you a few words of advice.
Then you have experience with my predicament, of feeling terribly inadequate compared to your undeniably superior peers.
Well, when you put it that way, she does. You're just like me. For real, for real. Not me! I am Wuklamot, third promise of Tuyolo! Daughter of the Dawn Servant.
Of course, you're a member of the royal family. Please forgive my presumptuousness. What of you? You ever measured your work against that of your colleagues and found yourself wanting?
You can't measure your worth by the success of others. And you can't measure your worth against the success of others.
Can I not? Should my work not meet the same exacting standard, no new commissions will be forthcoming. What then will be the point of I becoming a goldsmith?
Looking back, it was my father who inspired me to take up the trade. His exquisite creations brought radiant smiles to the faces of his clients, and I admired him deeply for it. But in the course of striving to be a great goldsmith as him, I lost sight of my original motivation. All I ever wanted was to spread joy through my craft as he did. Perhaps I'll give this one last try. Thank you both for reminding me of what is truly important. What is truly important? What, Lamont? I think you're the one who needs a friend now. Oh, sorry, Valzen. I didn't mean to ignore you. But yes, I'm glad that people Entertain is giving himself another chance. What, Lamont? You could be honest with me. I couldn't help but wonder if Fontaine will follow through. Let's see if he's actually going to talk with Ropley.
It was kind of you to come, but you needn't worry. I found my courage! Pray accept my apologies for my earlier behavior. My name is Fontaine, and I'm a goldsmith from Uldar in faraway Eorzea. I realize this is a bold request, but I should like to continue practicing my trade here in Wuklameki. If you will have me, I ask only for the opportunity to bring happiness to others with my creations.
So that's what it was about. You were looking for work. Consider yourself hired. Wuklameki is always in need of skilled craftsmen and women, and those in between. I'll handle the necessary paperwork. Can you start tomorrow?
Yes, of course. I must thank you both again for your sage and timely advice.
I don't know that I was all that helpful.
But you were. Had you not come to speak with me, I would not have had that moment of much needed self-reflection.
The arrangements have all been made. Come and meet me at the entrance of High Tide Harbor. Oh, I almost forgot. Do you have my axe ready, Ropley? Ready and waiting. Behold the sublime touch of a Wakumeki artisan. I've actually been getting this name right. Yes. Oh, it's as sharp as and deadly as the first day I held it. Thank you. Now, good luck to you, Fontaine. Let me know if that doubt keeps back in. I'd be happy to talk you out of it. As for us, we should head for the harbor. Wouldn't want to keep Ernvale waiting. Blech. Enough with this secrecy. What's this big plan of yours? Look there. That is my big plan. What? What is that? It's a purity. She'll be pulling our boat upriver. How do we know she won't thrash about and stink us instead? They're gentle and timid creatures, for the most part. She's unlikely to cause a fuss unless you give her a reason to. For Sapakas, now punities, we're relying a lot of animals on the... We're relying a lot on animals for this journey. We should be thankful we have an animal expert as our guide then. But I have to be my old nemesis? Another boat. Well, I took you for someone who was up for the challenge. Was I wrong? Oh. Long ago, when fighting still raged between the clans, the inhabitants of Casamalca rode these riverboats to move swiftly through hostile territory. But the vessels see little use with Peral now at peace, so I was able to borrow one of the few which remain. I do consider it dirigible, but the pilots warned me that the updraft near the falls would make landing difficult. You said borrow one, yet there appear to be several on the water. Kaona! Lamity. Traveling up the river, I presume. A fellow machinist. Nemesis! This seems that way. Does this mean you earned 2 keystones already? Can't believe how well you've managed, despite undertaking the contest alone. I was never alone. I had my own entourage with me since the beginning. My friends, it's been, well, not that long. Tancred and Orionje. Tancred, Orionje. What are you doing here? Escorting a promise, the same as you. I heard much of the an incomparable art form during my time at the studio. As soon as the contest was confirmed, I thought who better to recruit to my cause. Contacted the Scholar, who arranged an introduction to these two gentlemen. The second promise has specific requirements. They who would be his assistants must boast both proven survival skills and mastery of the arcane arts. Thus, the Thancred and I received the sum. My own studies concentrated on technology which our people could readily use, such inventions born of magitech or clever engineering. Where magic was concerned, I covered only the foundation. Knowing you two, I expect you had other reasons for accepting the job. A few. The nation of Tuliolal spans an entire continent. Depending on who wins the throne, the world may be plunged into instability once more. Ever have we striven to preserve peace? Where is our place, if not here and now? We did our due diligence, of course, and made sure of who we were working with before agreeing to this endeavor. He's even more opaque than Orionche at times, but is surprisingly... It's quite enough of that. He must be on our way. Wait, I have a question before you leave. Kaona and Wuklamad are vying for the throne. As Kaona's entourage, does that mean you've resolved to defeat all of his opponents? Including us? We're sworn to do all in our power to win this contest for Kaona, even if it means competing against our own comrades. We intend to hold nothing back, and expect you to do the same. And we won't disappoint you. Sorry, you two, you're screwed, because you're fighting against me. I thought you were taking a boat. If even you have been forced to travel on water, then the others will be doing the same. I would rather walk than risk confrontation on a leaky barge with no possibility of retreat. It is true that I can't stand boats, but I trust the route Erenville has chosen for us. Leave the handling of the Punity to me. Should other wildlife attack us, however, I may have difficulty keeping her under control. Do your best to drive them away, as far from the front of the boat as possible. And we shall remain on deck and stand guard. Although it may be wise to have at least one of us sit up front with Erenville just in case. I'd like to stay on the deck. It'd be good to put my pictomancy to the proof. I'll take any chance to show you that I can hold my own on the battlefield. Then Kryl will stand on guard with Valzen. Yeah, Lala Squad! I'll keep Arendelle company then. My blade, I can respond more quickly to threats than Alphino. Thank you. If the fight breaks out, I'll try to stay out of your way. And I shall endeavor to provide aid where it is needed. I can do that as well. That should cover most eventualities. Screw your gear and board the boat when you're ready. Let the hunts begin. Yep. I believe I turned. Yep, there we go. There's a boat that like out overhead. Could be Sriracha or... Oh god, it's a cool Jar Jar. Forget who else is on the river. Right now, we have company. We have some rain, it seems. That is Bukul Jaja ahead of us. Be ready for anything. I'm gonna start talking now. You're in the Viper Pit now.
Going down. Feel camouflaged a little bit. Damn it, thank you. Just don't get possessed again. Boom! Get in the pit. Zoinks! Now they're really getting huge. Right. There we go. Right? Look at them, they're like alligators. I'd say crocodile, but those snouts tell me otherwise. And then there's this thing. A mantis monster.
Alright, here we go. Muta, 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 muta. There we go.
This is as far as we can go on foot, it seems. We'll have to head back and see about fixing the boat.
Hey! Everyone all right?
I was worried we might not catch up to you. Those casualties of Earth were dug up by the Yokui in search of their gold. Remnants of the excavations we found throughout the region. And when I was eating. Appreciate it, let us know, wise guys. Are we letting this boat anytime soon? Our river journey is almost over. For proof of that, you need only look ahead. Also impressive enough from a distance, but it's almost too much now. He is amazing. Now please let me off. No. No more boats. Are you? Oh, you're not alright. I should be surprised if she was. Even without the nausea, we're all spent. There's a mountain shelter nearby. Resting spot for those who've ascended the stairs. I suggest we make use of it. That would be a welcome respite. If it's a straight for a short walk, Lamont, we can rest along the way too. Damn it all! Promise is meant to lead from the front, not mule and moan like a sick kitten. What? Lamont. Ignore me, it's the nausea talking. I'm fine, really. Lead on. I'll follow. Fair enough. But if I might say one thing. Official pause or climbing up to the throne doesn't mean you can't be seen to struggle. You needn't bear this burden alone. So please, don't hesitate to talk to us. Always willing to lend an ear. But, Kyle, Come on. Everyone's allowed to be weak sometimes. You as well, cousin? It's embarrassing, I know, but trust me, I know what it's like to be weak. I always believed this is my problem alone. Perhaps you have the right bit. Right. I'll talk about things. Just give me a moment to collect my thoughts. Of course, as long as you need. We'll be waiting in the shelter when you're ready. I've long felt that I could never tell anyone when I was confused or hurting. That admitting to weakness would bring shame to Papa's name. But if you say you're willing to listen, then there are things I'd like to talk about. Come on, let's catch up with the others. Bit of a different frame rate, looks like. We should stop here for the night. But it's morning. I understand the desire to rush ahead, but we need to recuperate from our punishing river adventure. Now let's settle it then. And then let's settle in. We'll need a cook fire. There's meal preparation to be done.
I've been meaning to ask, but how does one become the adopted child of the Dawn Servant?
I was but a ball of fuzz at the time, so I don't remember much. My earliest memories are of life in the palace. All I know is that I was born in Ikbrash, a village in Yaktel. But I've never bothered to return there. As far as I'm concerned, Ulul Jaja is my only parent.
I quite understand. I have no memories of my birth parents either. For a while, I wanted to learn who they were. But over time, that curiosity waned. Galuf was my dear grandfather, and he was all I needed.
So our situations were quite similar. Even though Papa already had a trueborn son, he raised me and Kona with no less love. One time, I'd wandered off alone into the forest and gotten lost. Before I became a meal for some beast, Papa dropped everything and came to my rescue. I was scared and sobbing and ready for a scolding, but the head of resolve praised me for surviving the ordeal. I did get my lecture from the head of reason, though. He went on and on about the dangers of the jungle and all the horrible ways I could have died. Growing up, Papa was kind and patient, but a tyrant when it came to training. Now, of course, I realize he was preparing me for my duties as a promise. For all the good it did. There's so much I failed to learn about my own country. Whether it's alpacas or Ihihana, I hardly know anything. I've lived such a sheltered life, yet convinced myself I understood Tural and its people. I don't have Kona's education, or Zoralja's strength. I'm all bluff and bravado, not fit to bear my title.
Can't measure your worth by the success of others.
Don't compare myself to my siblings, you mean? I think I see what you're saying. My reasons for joining the contest have nothing to do with my brothers. It's always been about the Turali and what I can do for them.
You said it yourself. How important it is to properly know something. To hear the voices of others, empathize with how they feel, and think how best to serve. In so doing, you'll come ever closer to being the person you wish to be.
Okay, Heidelin.
I'm sorry, everyone. I've been a fool. From this moment on, I'll stop trying to be the promise I'm not. I won't feign strength to hide my weaknesses. Step by step, I'll learn all there is to know and love about Tulihyolal and my fellow Turali. It might not be the smoothest path, but it'll be a path of my own making. I will find the City of Gold for all of us, along with the answers you seek about your grandfather, Kryl. I swear.
I appreciate it, Wuklamat. But you needn't take on that burden as well. Galuf Baldessian dedicated his life to protecting people from all manner of threats. As his granddaughter, I wouldn't wish to endanger others for the sake of a personal investigation. So let's just concentrate on winning the contest. We have a shared goal, and, if at all possible, I'd rather we enjoy the journey.
Hear, hear. We are companions on the same road, bound for the same destination. With our combined talents, nothing will stop us from reaching the Golden City.
Thank you. Thank you all. I am proud to call you my friends.
Meanwhile, in the Second Promises camp.
Thank you. Thank you all. I am proud to call you my friends.
They seem to be enjoying themselves. Are you sure you don't want to go and say a word to your sister?
Nay, there is no need for that. But what of you two? Wuklamat's allies are your comrades. It must feel strange to be rivals.
Helping you has made us rivals, aye. But we're not about to break into fisticuffs over it. Unless, of course, it is a matter of winning or losing the contest. Then I'll have no qualms about putting Alizé on her rear.
Despite our long history, never have I been given the chance to test myself against our companions. The thought stirreth within me a most unexpected sense of competition.
Lamachi has surrounded herself with distinguished figures indeed. One of the Studium's finest graduates, the head of the students of Bardessian. And then, there's Eorzea's vaunted champion. If he's half the hero you say, then the odds are stacked against us. Not that I've any intention of bowing out. Our time in Urkelpacha only served to strengthen my resolve. We saw how a single storm cut off the alpaca roots and threw my people's lives into disarray. Such uncertainties are why I advocate for the adoption of Sharlayan innovations, that Tuli Yolal might know greater stability and prosperity. Our nation can change for the better. And I will be the man to change it.
Well, it's a start. I imagine your experiences on this journey, all the things you'll hear and feel and think, will help you refine that approach. But to return to the subject of the rite, I'm a touch concerned by the condition for victory. The claimant who breaks the seal becomes Dawnservant, not the one who performed the 7 feats first.
The would-be victor need only possess the 7 keystones.
That is correct. As the contest wears on, we must brace ourselves for greater conflict.
Meanwhile, with the first promise.
Your rivals still lag behind. The second and third promise may have recruited competent lackeys, but none compared to you. How can they hope to compete with the resilient son? The only child ever sired by a two-head. Only the ignorant or foolish could fail to see that you were born to be Dawnservant.
Such titles mean nothing.
I neglected to mention, when I first heard the rumors that the contest involved the Golden City, I spoke in confidence with Gulul Jaja's inner circle. They all agreed on one thing. Whoever reaches the City of Gold will attain a power so great, it can dictate the course of history. If this power truly exists, then I humbly beg a fair share of it. Time is passing, and I would put my plans in motion without delay. The useless tool is cast aside after all. And just so there is no misunderstanding, you consent to this course, no matter who is made to suffer.
In battle, everyone bleeds. The Dawn's promise is no exception. What better lesson to teach our people the folly of war?
Earlier, with Pakul Jaja.
I was hoping for a good scrap, but this bloated sack of bile was no challenge at all. I wonder if the house cat is dead yet. Be ashamed to lose a plaything, but we'd still have 2 more.
If
I may ask, Chosen One, what are your plans for Tuliolal after you take the throne?
Plans? What makes you think we care about all that? We care only about the contest and proving our superiority. That would surely please Mother and Father. Yes, and when we become Dawn's servant, we'll drive out the weakling masses and invite our kin to live in the city. Fine idea! Our family deserves better than that rotten jungle. Back to it then. We must catch up to that one-headed pretender and remind him of the natural order.
I made it.
I thought we were missing someone. Where have you been?
Oh, I feared I was done for when I fell from the boat. Yet somehow I made it. Oh, my arms, I can barely lift them. If I could just rest a moment.
You expect us to wait for you? Those who can't keep up will be left behind. My brother has spoken. March, or be fodder for the beasts.
But I followed the teachings. Everything I've done, everything I've sacrificed, all has been for the blessed seedlings. Wait. Don't leave me behind! I'm begging you!
Being able to say those things has brought me such relief. Like a stone has been lifted off my chest, and I can take a full breath at last. I don't want to encumber myself like that again. I want to be better. Will be better. For myself and for my people. The Moblin settlement of Earthenshire is not far from here. But be warned, the road we'll be taking is a favored hunting ground for bandits. With the stairs currently impassable, will be pure travelers, meaning the brigands will be desperate for victims to ambush. Although considering present company, I suppose my concern is unwarranted. Bandits on the road? What is the Relja and the Landsgarven doing? It is up to me to restore order to the area. And off she goes again. For now, we'll head west and aim for the bank on the South Heckin River. Via Cabexoma. I think it's the name of this land. Well, where are the bandits? Apparently they're not foolish enough to attack a party of this size. Our shire is just a little farther ahead, on the opposite bank of Maya Cabexoma. But let's remain vigilant all the same. This is it. The village where the Lay of Pots from the Tuliolo saga took place. Earthenshire, Idleshire. Would the similarity be a cultural inclination, I wonder? The settlements themselves couldn't be more different, though. This shire appears to be custom-built to resemble pots, while the other is a repurposed town. There are goblins all the same, though. Welcome to Earthenshire. Where do I have the pleasure of happy greeting the third promise and her retinue? That is us. We're looking for the Dawn Servant's Elector, if you happen to know who that is. You are exchanging tongue flaps with her right now. Ridderrock is the Elector, you see. Oh, that's helpful. You can cut straight to performing the feat. As much as Ridderrock would like to do just that, we have a more pressing worry. The storm which hit our village. Shattered the cliffs and rocks on our brain cases. Many help hands for the Potsworn were injured. This is no time for feats or metal tests. I'm sorry to hear that. For learning what the storm did to the stairs, I feared to be caught in its path. Ugh, not to change the subject, but what about the Potsworn? Goldsmiths contracted to work for the Moblins. The work comes from the pot-like workshops where they practice their craft. The Moblins provide these Potsworn with tools, materials, living quarters, everything the artisans could possibly need. This allows them to concentrate on producing what is widely known as the finest gold and metalwork in Tural. This is unacceptable. I was promised no distractions. If this is the best I can offer, I never have left Waku Meki Meki. You see, the Potsworn desert us. Without enough healthy help hands, we are failing to uphold our side of the Pot Pact. Should our Potsworn leave, Earthenshire will grind to a halt. We have to do something, and do it soon. Then let us stand in for the injured helpers. It would give me this chance to learn more about your people and your village. If it brings us closer to beginning the feat, then all the better. This isn't strictly part of the contest, so don't feel obliged to join in. Take a rest while you can. I mean, I could use a nap. What about Valzen? What Valzen means to say is it will all help. I thought any of us could sit around and watch. I was hoping you'd feel that way. I actually wasn't sure I could do this on my own. I'll take every help hand we can get. Ridderrock trust. The truth swears that once the Potsworn have their perfect workshops again, you'll commence the feat with all haste. You and Third Promise can assist help hand Rakarok. You are the four. Follow Ridderrock. There are other help hands in need of hand lending. I really appreciate you pitching in. I didn't have a choice. I meant what I said at many fires. There'll be no more feigning strength. No more playing at being an invincible promise. There's one thing I've learned on this journey. It's how practiced you are at aiding those in need. And I mean to make the most of having such an incredible mentor at my side. Okay. Now, let's find this Rakarok fellow, and see what we can do for him. Ragnarok can't meet his obligations without more help hands. The pot pack is broken and the pots are emptying. You come to aid Ragnarok. Ragnarok accepts your help and your hand landing with joyous field smiles. If we can offer the Potsworn their promised good living, we might save the day yet. Whatever you need. What Ragnarok needs is for new help hands to create good living for Potsworn Kai. The help hand assigned to Kai was hurt during rock rain. The Ragnarok took over. But he knows nothing of Kai. What does Kai want? What does Kai need? Help hands do not bother the Potsworn with straight tasks. Our job is to observe and anticipate, to prepare things with guest think. Please guest think with Ragnarok. Find out what Kai is lacking so we can provide it. You can count on us. This is where Kai works, is it? Let's take a peek inside then. This must be Kai. It'd be a lot quicker if we could just talk to him, but that's not the way they do things around here apparently. We'll have to leave him be and try our hand at some guest thing. Oh, there's no shortage of crafting materials. Must be something else he's missing. It's barely touched his meal. This is meant to be eaten hot, or it loses its savor. Those tools are looking pretty worn down. Maybe it's time for some new ones. Sweating a lot. Must be boiling sitting so close to the furnace. And there's no airflow to speak of. How can anyone work in that stifling heat? So, new tools and air conditioning, basically, is what he needs. Alright, after taking a good look, I think I have an idea what things Kai needs, and how he might want to improve his working condition. Let's head outside and talk to Ragnarok. You made your observations. What did you guys think? First off, I know this guy hasn't touched his food, and empty belly can't be good for his concentration. Maybe the cooking isn't to his liking? But our food is very mouth-pleasing. Why wouldn't he want to eat it? Should I skip something? Oh, I did. But Ragnarok is sure of nothing when it comes to guys' tastes. I can help you with that. My brother Kona is also hetero, and while everyone has their personal preferences, there are some they tend to share. Like an aversion to piping hot dishes. If it was brought to him like that, Kai probably wouldn't be able to eat it until it cooled down. By the time he came back to it, he might have found it cold and unappetizing. The simplest solution is to serve dishes that taste good no matter the temperature. I never would have thought of that. Would have very much mind explaining these things to our cook? Not at all, but I don't think that's the only reason Kai couldn't concentrate. The hetero homeland is hot and dry. Even Kai seemed to be suffering in front of that furnace. Is there any way you could cool down the workshop? Oh, we could try a drafty shard. They make a lovely breeze. You know where we can get one of those? You can gather them from the shoals of no return. There are many old boats there. abandoned by those who gave up on their search for the Golden City. So we salvaged them from the wrecks. Thanks. Did you handle that for us, Valzen? Mm-hmm. Oh, one more thing. What I can tell, Kai files and saws and things were very worn down. Maybe a new set of tools is in order? Aqua's super preoccupied with stocking materials. A serious oversight which he will rectify. Supplying good tools for good living is a help hand's responsibility. No, then we all have work to do. We can meet back here when our tasks are done. Souls of no return and past the crags. You are child those raised up here. You should be able to spot the passage. I'm just outside the village. Oh. You're Valzen, aren't you? What brings you out here? Ah, the issue with caring for the Foxworn. When they approached me with that same problem, I suggested they commission artisans from Charlian instead. Only craftsmanship would be guaranteed after all. However, the Moblins did not care for the idea. Surely it would be more effective to engage in a uniformly trained collective. I don't understand the fixation on individual contracts. Perhaps the custom will make more sense once we begin the feat of pots. Until then, we've been deemed unfit to assist in the matter of health hands, and are instead tasked with tending the injured. We were on our way back from procuring herbs at Orionjane. Settlements in Casablanca, too, have been isolated by the storm's destruction. What would have become of the wounded had we not found the way here? When I become Dome Servant, one of my first tasks will be to establish reliable trade routes to the capital. And imagine how good we can achieve with Charlian technology. My apologies, I have much to consider. If you'll excuse us. Meet again soon, I'm sure. Take care, Valzen. Later, Thancred. Never mind, I still need to get you back for collapsing a tunnel on us. I imagine it's green. For the wind, for wind materia. For wind. I know my elements. Is that a cool breeze that got wheels? Yes, thank you for finding a Ratty Shard. Rakarok will add it to the new set of tools he brought. And that come bearing good food tidings. The cook is prepared to feast fit for the most discerning Hetero, and it's on its way even as we speak. Hope it's not too wet from the rain. Let's go in and see what Kaya thinks of our efforts. I was wondering what occasion called for me to receive so many visitors. Fine meal, new tools, and a welcome source of cool air. I remember why I signed the pot pack. The pot pack. I am grateful for your kind considerations. Allow me a moment to do, and I'll reciprocate. Reciprocate with a piece worthy of a pot sword. Oil lamp to brighten the holes of a locked shoes. Craftsmanship satisfies Urshinshire's reputation for quality. Oh, such luster, such brilliance. Surely a gift fit for the Dawn servants. I'm glad you like it. Considering the time I've wasted till now, I hope to continue crafting at this improved pace. I have a contract to fulfill, after all. Forgive my interruption. Lemity, I told the Elector has deemed the crisis past and is prepared to task us with defeat. That's great news. Thank you for letting me know. So this is the craft of a pot swarm. It is indeed not a masterful piece. Thank you for your words of praise, Second Promise. I drew inspiration from Kazamauka's natural beauty and sought to capture it in my work. I wonder why Moblins did not simply build a workshop in the city. I have my answer. Even Shallian goldsmiths could not easily replicate such exquisite artistry. One cannot create great things if one lacks creative impetus. Kuliolo, fortunately, does not want for inspiration. Anyone wishing to learn the basics of a craft would do well to study there. I was raised among pets more traditional than most, and shared ingenuity of Tyrell's various peoples was eye-opening. If that's a traditional Petsaru, oh, I have few fond memories of nomadic life. Pray tell. Damn it, not even an echo. Rock is very grateful to you. I thank you both for your hard work and clever guessing. When it comes to help handing, now the pot swarm really is important. Well, that's true for pretty much everyone you meet. It's a lesson I've had to drum into me several times already on this journey. The Elector bids the claimants assemble in that large building on the west side of the village. I will head over after finding Thancred and Oyachi. I also ran into the Leveilleur twins on the way here. I took the liberty of directing them to the venue. We're rivals. It's not his job to make sure I know the feat is starting, but even now he is conscientious to a fault. Anyway, let's not keep Redderock rating. Waiting. I know I said rating. Redderock thanks you for assisting Helpham her effort. She will announce defeat once the other claimants arrive, so please be patient a little while longer. I'm happy to report that we were able to convince one of the Potsworn to stay. How did you fare? Same deal, really. So you managed to do the same. Splendid.
Welcome to Earthshire, First Promise. We support your plans for salt crossings and the new pot swarm they will bring. Hail the mighty Zeralta. He cleared many piles of rockfall as they were pebblestones. The resilient son of the Dawn Servant.
Zeralta was clearing fallen rocks. I'm surprised you would volunteer this time for anything unrelated to the contest.
Well, well, we meet again.
Just in time for the feat to begin. I bet he was already here, laying low while the rest of us did all the work.
Claimant, your attention, please. As Redderock has explained, many of our pot swarm left us following the storm. The precious metalwork crafted by those artisans bring in much jingly shine from across the salt. Should a stream of trade goods dry up, Earth and Shire will suffer. Yolo merchants will suffer. So Redderock sets you this feat. Each of you is to find one clever hand goldsmith to bring back here to us.
So we're ready to recruit new pot swarm. Makes sense for the feat of pots. Calling this a feat does not justify taking advantage of the claimants and their influence. How does finding workers for you demonstrate their worthiness for the throne?
You are free to refuse Redderock's request. She will be happy to inform the Dawn Servant of Zeralta's disqualification.
The right is a means to an end. The steps we take to get there are not important.
Then Redderock declares the feat of pots begun. But remember, a pot pact must be agreed to willingly. No grab snatching or deceitful tongue flaps.
The elector said nothing of taking a willing artisan from a rival. Which is exactly what we should do. A fine suggestion, brother. I'm glad you think so, brother. Come, let us lay our plans. Nasty brute is up to something. Aye, he may seem to delay us again, as he did on the river. We can but remain vigilant while we plot our course. What do you think, Wolflamot? Have you any candidates in mind to satisfy this feat? I know some artisans among my supporters, but they're all in their twilight years. I couldn't ask them to give up the comforts of Tulialo to live in this remote village, no matter how beautiful the scenery. Meanwhile, Kona probably has 100 young craftspeople to choose from. Not that I'm comparing us, you understand? That's just a statement of fact. I suppose we could try asking around Waku Meki Meki? That seems the logical place to start. Back to Tulialo it is. Wait, does this mean we have to take the boat again? No! No, 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 no! I can't do it! I can't stand like another boat ride! You said I should share my burden, so I will speak plainly. Truth is, I get really, really sick on boats. No shite, Sherlock. Wolflamot, this is hardly news. But it was brave of you to admit. In any case, we won't be fighting the current this time. Heading downriver will be much smoother. It will? Are you sure? No, don't make that face. I'm positive. Mostly. What's that sign when you look Ryle? You're not making eye contact. Aaronville, do you think you can... Damn it. Aaronville, please, make the ride as turbulent as possible. Oh, I need the move upriver, downriver. Inukatimu is too rough for me. The nausea is a bit more bearable now that I've stopped trying to hide it. I'd rather not set foot, if I can help it. Alright, I think I'm ready. Let's see if Master Rupley can help us recruit a prot sworn. I mean, didn't we just talk with someone like that? I am all for our Lolothal friends being chaos gremlins. Greetings, Sir Promise. What brings you back to Okameki? You've not chipped your axe again, have you? No, Master Rupley. Actually, I have a favor to ask. So what do you think? Do you think any craftsmen who might be interested? Filching my artisans from the Moblins, eh? Well, seeing as it's the Burnt Province making requests, I'm willing to look the other way if one of them decides to take you up on the offer. Only I can't think of any suitable candidate off the top of my head. Who do I know with a master of goldsmithing that would also have no qualms about relocating to Earthenshire? That Aeolsian goldsmith? What about him? You mean Vonchatain? He did say he was employed at some fancy jewelry store across the Salt. And considering the distance he's already come, I'd like to think he wouldn't mind moving a little up the river. That said, he only just got himself a new job. Is it too soon to ask him to sign a compact? There's no harm in making the offer. Once he hears how well the Potsworn are treated, he may even jump at the chance. Either way, you won't find Vonchatain at his workbench at this hour. He's finished for the day, probably enjoying a meal over at Zebrotay. And it's a relative Tay. Then maybe we should go and talk to him. Just you and me, since he knows us. Wouldn't want him to feel intimidated by having to deal with a crowd of new faces. Two of us can handle this. Take the rest of the caverns if you like. Right, let's go and see a man about a pot. Oh, Valzin, you're here too! The third promise said she wanted to chat. Just finished eating, so shall we find a quiet spot outside? The last time we talked on this beach, you were in a miserable state. Yes, I wasn't I? A lost soul, until the two of you came along and helped me rediscover my purpose. My new place of employment has been most welcoming. For the first time in a long time, I feel content with my lot in life. That's wonderful. So, what is it you wish to discuss? Well, it's hard to ask this right after you sailed in, but I'm looking for someone to become a pot swarm. I've heard my new colleagues mention the term. That's when an artisan signs a contract to work for the Moblin, isn't it? But you're not a Moblin. I'm not sure I understand. It's for a feat in the rite of succession. I need to bring a new pot swarm to Urzenshire. So that is the way of it. We barely met, and after pushing you to work at Weko-Meki-Meki, I'm now demanding you to throw that away and sign a pot pack instead. It's a selfish request, I know. I have something to tell you, Third Thomas. The other day, I completed the necessary procedures for immigration. I'm pleased to say I'm now an official subject of Tuliolo. I've since endeavored to learn what I can of my new nation, beginning with the right of succession and its claimants, including you, of course. Now, you will recall it was my father's example which led me to pursue goldsmithing. He was at East End when Garlean forces laid siege to the settlement, and in the ensuing chaos he was slain. War took him from me in an instant, and I loved and admired. I never wished to suffer such a loss again. And so, as much as I'm indebted to you for turning my life around, it is as a fellow peace-loving Tuliolo and Tuliolan that I want you to win the throne. If I can help you achieve that by signing a pot pact, then I shall gladly do so. Thank you. I shall return to Master Ropley and inform him of my decision. Allow me. I'm the reason you're leaving, so I should be the one to deliver the news. Perhaps you remember me. Rook Evil, owner of Isabra of Tang. I'd like a word if you don't mind. You're Rook Lamott's ally from across the salt, right? And a hero of some renown too, if the gossips to be believed. Well, as it so happens, I could use some heroic help. It doesn't need to be right now, but could you come by when you have a spare moment? Much appreciated. I'll be waiting for you at my shop then. The role quests. I have done all of them, and so far the melee, and like the physical melee one is my favorite. I have some respect for the magic one, and a little bit for the tank one. The healer and physical range ones felt a bit more like a joke, not like joke ones. There were some interesting cameos though, but no. Though I wish there were more in the case of the physical range one. There was plenty of other characters that we haven't seen in a while that could have gotten some limelight. But I'll take my satisfaction with the physical melee one. That one was amazing. Even just the mere mentions of certain characters has had me all giggly. Master Ropley, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but, Fontaine has agreed to sign the pot pact, yes? Well, it is a shame to lose a capable goldsmith. To have one of our own handpicked to serve the third promise is a great honor for Weko-Meki-Meki. I appreciate your understanding. Of course, if you happen to know other talented artisans, regardless of their expertise, I hope you send them my way. You could even be yourself if you're so inclined. I'll keep that in mind. Though my time here was brief, I will not forget your kindness, Master Ropley. I am blessed to have these workshops be my first home in Tuliolo. Come back to us if the Moblins cut you loose. You'll always have a job at Weko-Meki-Meki.
expect you'll want to leave for Earthenshire as soon as possible. I'll go pack my things. What became of Forgetane? Were you able to find him? We did. He's agreed to become a Poxworn. We'll leave when he's ready, but you still have a little time. Splendid. We shall meet you anon. I had plenty of reasons to win the contest, but now I have one more. Forgetane's putting his faith in me, and I won't let him down. Right then, I have some things to take care of at the palace. Well, you can pass the time however you like. I suggest you head back to the cabins. After all, even heroes need to rest. You'll have a big journey ahead of us. Welcome back, sir. You've had a Landguard messenger most anxiously waiting on your return. Well, son of the third promise is entourage. I've been all over the city looking for you. The Dawn servant summons you to the palace. You are to present yourself to the gate guard stationed outside Sunperch at your earliest convenience. One more thing, not to mention this visit to Wolfmont. Okay. I think we can guess where this is going. Dawn Servant awaits you within. While I was not informed of the reason for your audience, in terms of attire, I suggest full battle regalia.
Forgive me these sudden summons. When I learned my daughter's champion was back in the city, I couldn't resist the opportunity.
The smallest of peoples fighting something so huge again. The battle sexuality is overtaking him. Well then. This'll be fun.
And they call me head of resolve for good reason. Old as I am, I have not lost a battle worthy of the name since the day I took the throne. And I've been craving a proper challenge. The lance wielder, Estinian, he fought well enough, but our bout was ended before a victor could be decided. Judging by the sailors' gossip, you are a warrior of renown in your homeland.
Many parts of the world.
I wonder, with all your deeds done and victories won, are you warrior enough to stand against me?
Why don't we find out?
A spirited answer. Why not indeed?
I blame Xenos.
The battle rages upon me. I'll stop short of killing you, of course. But expect no other mercies. Come, ready your arms, and show me the truth of the tales.
Very well. On guard. Viper v Viper. Into the Viper pit.
Give it your all. I want a fight to remember. Let's test the waters.
Oh boy.
They didn't even blink. I see you know the Viper style.
That I am.
Let's see how you handle this.
I don't like the look of that. Oh fuck! Ah. So being the blade's path. Or at least behind where the blade is going.
Very well then. Resolve the missing kingdom. All right.
Oh boy! Fire bad! Look at that.
Did you think you had my measure? Take this!
I can't measure you from here. Into the pit with you.
Holding up?
Just try to nothing personnel me. Die.
We're far from finished.
Wait a minute, what?
No more holding back.
Oh boy. Hold a sec. Ow. Alright.
That will do. You've shown me more than enough.
Yeah. Woo.
I brought my full strength to bear against opponents before, but you are the first to withstand it. Even with my head of reason asleep, I never expected you to give me so much trouble. Estinian did not exaggerate. You are a force to be reckoned with. Confession. I said I crave a challenge, and that was no lie. But I had another reason for calling you here.
Oh.
I had to judge for myself if you were fit to attend my beloved daughter.
In what regard?
In some respects, she is much like me. Hard-headed and prone to rush into danger. But one with your talents could readily dispatch the threats that bar Lamachi's way. Will you hear my question and answer me plainly? Address me not as the ruler of Tuliola, but a concerned father.
Okay.
Thank you. Then tell me, given your journey together thus far, what is your impression of Lamachi? Whether he be as their promise or just a companion on the road. Speak your mind.
She's young, but has potential.
A tactful response, but agreed. She is not ready for the throne. Not yet. Lamachi thinks she understands our many peoples. Their histories, their cultures, their beliefs. But she knows only what she's seen in the capital. And it's not only her who concerns me. Even this early in the contest, you must have realized. As potential rulers, all four claimants are lacking. This is why I elected to hold the right of succession. Not to choose a fitting candidate, but to cultivate one. And if no one has impressed me by the end of it, then to no one will I yield my throne. As a parent, pray that my children rise to the occasion. With outsiders dragged into my game, I am also hopeful that the different perspectives you and your companions have to offer will inspire them to grow. I imagine you in particular have traveled many lands, know many peoples and cultures, loved them and being loved in turn.
Alright.
Guide Lamachi as you think best. Walk at her side and, when needed, push her to walk ahead.
Okay then.
I knew it.
Hmm. How long were you eavesdropping?
There I was, about to sit down for some of Namika's cooking, when I heard that Papa had sent for you. You were dueling behind my back, weren't you?
I see there is no point in denying it. You needn't worry, daughter. I took care not to inflict lasting injuries. You and your ally may return to the contest without disadvantage. No harm done.
I swear, just as I was learning newfound respect for my father. Let's take our leave of this battle-mad oaf before he calls on the rest of my entourage.
Hey, come on, I was having fun.
Watch over her, champion. Kona's recruits are no less sharp, as one might expect of Galof's countrymen. They saw the flaws in our claimants from the outset. The other two, though, they dismiss comrades willing to point out their shortcomings, and no good can come of it.
If he had his way, Papa would keep dueling until the day he dies. Even now, I know of only 3 people who didn't need to be carried away about their bouts. Thorolja, your lance-wielding friend Estinian, and yourself. You really do live up to your fearsome reputation. I'm curious though, did Papa want anything else of you? A small favor, nothing more. Well, if that's all it was. Actually, I think we're pretty close for time. So, I think I'm gonna call it here. Thank you all for tuning in, those who decided to drop on by. I'll be continuing more of the MSQ later down the road. Usually when I feel the urge to stream, and I've been feeling that quite a bit lately. I think I might end up doing Entropy Center and like at a different time when I feel the urge to do that. And I'm probably not going to be streaming Kena Bridge of Spirits anytime soon again. I might play it on my off time though. For any more updates on streaming, you can follow me on Blue Sky at Rippington. And for now and as always, until next time folks, see you later!